Namaste yogis, my name is Lisa and welcome to today's practice. We're going to focus on opening up through the Anahata Heart Chakra Center and checking to see how our back bends are once we've opened up our hip flexors and our heart space. So let's begin in child's pose. So allow your knees to widen to the width of your mat. Go ahead and allow the sitting bones to release towards the back of the mat and spread your fingers nice and wide. Start to bring your attention towards your breath, breathing in all the way to the back body. And exhaling, let everything go that's no longer of service to you. And just simply watch the breath. Just breathe. Each breath, see if you can allow yourself to relax a little bit deeper. Setting your intention for your practice today. Maybe one word that comes to mind. And once you've set your intention, let's go ahead and come to all fours. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. So feel your fingers spread nice and wide. Sitting bones lift up and back. Gaze towards the navel or towards the back of the mat. And then let's just lift the heels and we'll just walk our dog today. So bending the right knee, press the left heel down. On your out breath, switch sides, bend your left knee, push your right heel down. Just to check to see how the backs of the legs are feeling. Checking in with your body today. And when you're ready for stillness, allow the heels to melt straight back to the back of the mat. Connect to your Ujjayi breath, all of the breath in through the nose. And all of the breath out of the nose. And then slowly travel towards the front of your mat. You can hop, you can walk. Go ahead and grab your elbows and allow yourself to just hang and ragdoll. Swaying from side to side. Switching the hand that's on the bottom. Letting any tension just release off of the body, off the shoulders. Come to stillness, hands on your shins. Inhale, lift up halfway, pull your belly in. Exhale and fold. Release the arms and sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. And I want you to cactus the arms. Pull the heart, chest forward and up, tailbone to the earth. Just feel your heart space expanding and growing. And then lift the arms all the way up to the sky, getting tall, reaching up a little bit more. And then exhale, release, forward fold all the way to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands and we'll step back to a high plank, top of a push-up. Allowing the belly to lift, heels drawing back, tailbone towards the heels, crown of the head moving towards the front of the mat. Come to your tiptoes and keep your elbows hugging in towards the rib cage. Try to allow the chest, the heart space and the hips to land on your mat at the same time. Toenails down your back on the mat. Roll your shoulders down your back. Cobra pose. And then tuck your toes, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Breath in your down dog. And then look forward, bend your knees, hop your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale, see if you can fold over your legs and maybe go a little bit deeper this time. Bend your knees, chair pose. Sweep the earth, sweep the sky, stretch the arms all the way up. Tailbone to the earth. Feel the strength of your lower body. And then exhale, release, forward fold. Halfway lift on the inhale, high to low plank. So maybe you want to jump back this time. If you do, keep the elbows soft as you land. Cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot, big step forward for warrior one. Spin your back foot flat. And we'll inhale to rise. Ground your back foot. Engage your left glute. Stretch and reach up to the sky.
Nice chip.
Take one more breath here in your warrior one. Exhale, release. Keep the shoulders lifted. Stretch your right foot behind you. Keep maybe that leg lifted. Draw the belly in. Chaturanga, low plank. Up dog on the inhale. Down dog on the exhale. Left foot, big step forward. Spin your back foot flat. Heel to heel alignment. And then from the feet, start to rise up, warrior one. Take one more breath in your warrior one. See if you can sink a little bit deeper. Maybe the head lifts towards the sky. Maybe leaning back. And then touch down. Step your left foot back. High to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Bring your toes to connect. Float your right leg all the way up to the sky. Three-legged dog. See if you can flare the toes of the right foot and press out through the ball of the foot. We'll bend the knee to open up through the hip. Draw that right heel towards the left glute. And then straighten through the right leg. Slowly lower the right foot back to the earth. Come forward into your plank. Take your hand right underneath the shoulder, so may move to the center of your mat, and we'll come into side plank. Lifting the hips, reaching the arms to the sky.
Stocked the shelf and everybody left, and she's still watching the store. And she invited me to a
Draw the tailbone towards the heels and pull the toes back to your third eye. Last breath. Slowly come back to center. High plank. Use your breath. Exhale, low plank. Inhale your back bend. Open your heart. Pull the belly in. Down dog. Toes to connect. Left leg lifts behind you. Three-legged dog. Press through the ball of the foot. Flare the toes open. Go ahead and soften, bend the knee, draw the left heel towards the right glute, keeping the shoulders square to the center of your mat. And then softly come forward, plank pose. Left hand to the middle of the mat. Roll on the left edge. Side plank. Lift up through the left side of your waist. And if you're feeling stable today, look up to the sky. Look at your thumb. Take one more breath here. And we'll release back to high plank. Lower with control, low plank. Upward dog on the inhale. Downward dog on the exhale. Step your right foot forward now. Keep your back heel lifted, and we're going to stay in runner's lunge. So check the knees over the ankle. We're going to work into our cat back. So inhale, lift up, dome your back. Exhale, come forward, cow tilt. Let your left knee soften and really send your heart space forward. Now work this with the breath. Inhale, start to straighten the legs slightly. Dome your back, feel the hamstring. Exhale, bend your right knee. Let your left knee soften and just climb your heart space forward, hip flexor. So I want you to just tick-tock back and forth here with your breath. Maybe 5 to 7 times, just to see how the back of the leg feels, how the front of the front left thigh feels. We'll take this a little bit deeper a little later, but I want you to just loosen up here. This next time that you're in runner's lunge, left hand on the earth or a block, open up to easy revolve twist. And then I want you to just feel like you're strumming a guitar and just start to make circles with your fingers and your wrists 3 times in one direction, and then 3 times in the other direction. Once you've done that, open the fingers and really twist the left side of the rib up to the sky. Strong left leg. Take the hand, right arm, to the inside of the right thigh. Now spin your left foot flat, and we'll go in the opposite direction now, side angle pose. Hug the right hip underneath you, and let the left arm reach up to the sky. Both heels are hugging in. Now as slow as you can. Like in slow motion, we're going to come up to warrior 2. So rise up quietly, slowly. Look over that right middle finger. Feel your legs. Allow the arms to reach in opposite directions. Take your left hand behind your back for a half bind. So either the left hand touches the lower back, or you have this little crease here into the thigh. Right palm flips open. Lean forward, and then lean back. Reverse your warrior. Find the ease, but yet the effort. You want to, in between, like Goldilocks. What feels good, but not too much where you lose your breath. From here, we're going to take half moon. So you may take this in one step. You may take it in a few steps. Right hand is going to come to the right corner of your mat. Float your left leg up. Flare the toes back to the third eye. And then float your left arm up. If you're feeling wobbly, look down. Find the stability of earth. If you feel stable, look up to that left thumb. Release the left hand, but keep your left leg lifted. Square your body off to the front of the mat. Lift your heart space. Now I want you to take your right hand and grab the back of that right calf. The left hand is like your left foot, and start to pull your chest and your third eye towards your shin, and then stretch that left leg until it feels good. Not too much, not too little. Find the ease, find the effort. Last full breath cycle. And then I want you to release the foot behind the right foot, so you're cross-legged forward fold. Line up your toes, lift your chest, pull the belly in, and then start to fold forward. Start to walk your hands towards the right corner. See how that feels into the side of your hip, into your lower back. See if you can maybe walk your hands a little bit more towards the right side. Last breath. Release the hands, uncross the foot, and we'll rise to extended mountain, all the way up to the sky. Interlace your fingertips, accept your index. Get tall, and we'll lean over to the right. Let your hip gently press out to the left. And maybe you can look underneath the left arm for your crescent shape. come back to center. Soften the elbows for a moment so that you can feel like you're all this energy shooting up from the earth throughout the body, and then start to straighten the arms. Hug your biceps in towards your earlobes, and now start to lean over to the left. Let your hip gently press to the right, and then maybe you can look underneath that right arm. Slowly come back to center. Again, cactus the arms. Open up your heart space. And then release all the way to the earth. Let's vinyasa. Inhale halfway. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward dog, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Left foot this time comes forward into your runner's lunge. Think of the cat and cow. Loosen up your spine. Lift the hips. Exhale, draw the hips forward, heart forward. And then 5 to 7 rounds with your own breath. Combining breath with movement so that we can find balance between the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system. Find ease in the body, calmness, equanimity. The next time now that you're in your runner's lunge, stay in your runner's lunge. Hand underneath the block maybe, or the earth, and we'll revolve and open. Left arm towards the sky. Start to strum your guitar 3 times in one direction, circulating the wrists and the fingers, and reverse it to the other side. Make it feel good. And then open up for your twist, right side of the rib cage to the sky. Release the hand to the inside of the left foot. Spin your right foot flat. Hug your left hip underneath and open up into side angle posture. Working from the ground up today. Notice how it feels working from the ground up. No judgments. Just feeling and listening to the body. Now again, as slow as you can. Push down into the feet. Hug the feet in. Get light and let the inhale carry you up to warrior 2. Look over that left middle finger. Let your right hand come behind your lower back. Keep it there for the half bind, or maybe you can find that little crease into that left thigh. Flip the palm to receive the benefits. Stretch your torso to offer. Make this an offering, and then lean back for peaceful warrior. We'll take this into half moon. Stretch the body forward. So again, if you need maybe 3 steps, see if you can try it on 1 step. Float that right foot. Maybe the hand goes under a block. Allow the shoulder. Keep stacking the joints. Hip over hip. Shoulder over shoulder. Where's your drishti? Where's your focus? Where is your gaze? Last breath cycle here in your half moon Arjandrasana. Keep the foot lifted. Release the right hand to the earth. Square your torso. Lift your chest and exhale. Place your right hand like it's your right foot. Left hand on the calf. And pull yourself in like it's like you're tying your shoe. Never want to lose that ability to tie your shoe. Stretch that right leg up till it feels good. Last breath, standing split. Cross the right foot behind the left. Line up the toes. Lift your chest and drape yourself over your body. Start to walk your hands now to the left corner. Maybe you can walk your hands a little bit more towards the side. Take one last breath here. And then slowly release. Uncross the foot. Inhale to rise all the way up. Now that we've opened up through the IT band, let's take a twist today in our single leg extension. So I want you to really trust your right foot. Maybe this whole thing you keep the knee bent. Start to float the left knee up. So the right hand grabs the outside of that thigh and reach back with that left arm. If you want to go further, maybe you can grab a hold of that pinky edge and start to straighten through that left leg. Stretch that left arm all the way back. Enjoy the twist. Opening up to the left side of the heart. Trusting the right ankle. Take one more breath here in your single leg extension. And then softly release. Nicely done. Switch sides. So let the right knee float up. Maybe the left hand grabs the outer thigh and the right arm reaches back. Maybe you want to go further. Grab the pinky edge. Either way, think of your posture. One last breath here. And softly release. Nicely done. Come back to the center of your mat. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. And exhale, fold all the way to the earth. Halfway lift on the inhale. Step your right foot back. Lower your right knee down to the mat. And I want you to keep the top of the foot grounded. So not curling the toes, but keep the top of the foot down. Sweep the arms behind you. Open up the heart space. Now you can stay with this. If you need a little bit more today, hug the thighs and with the top of the right foot down, see if you can lift your right knee off the ground. Not easy. And slowly, if that knee is lifted, softly lower it down. Shift the weight back so you have a 90-degree angle in the front knee, 90-degree angle in the back knee. And either just take your right hand to your waistline, or maybe you can slide it to the hamstring. Maybe you can start to walk it to the calf, and maybe to the ankle. Now shine your heart. Reach the left arm up, or maybe reach it back. Take one more breath in your half camel pose. And we'll send the energy forward. This will feel good. Straighten the legs, triangle pose. Sweep the right arm all the way up to the sky. Allow the shoulders to melt down your back. Take one more breath here. Slowly come to star pose. Reach all the way up. Arms reach. Legs press down. Heart lifts. From here, let's turn the toes to 10 and 2. Lower the tailbone to the earth, goddess pose. Let your left hand release towards the left heel. Slowly come back to center to goddess. Let your right hand release towards the inseam, maybe towards the ankle. Slowly come back to center. Take Jana Mudra, thumb and index finger to touch. Sit down a little bit deeper. Feel the strength of your legs. You're doing amazing. And then straighten the legs. Turn the toes in, heels out. Interlace the fingers, shoulders down your back. Lift the heart space up. From your hip creases, keep the elbows hugging in by drawing the shoulder blades to touch. And enjoy this forward fold. Really think of the seventh chakra, the crown of the head, towards the earth. Let's release the hands to the mat. Lift up halfway. Plant your hands and draw that head towards the earth. Tuck your chin in slightly. If you practice tripod headstand, making sure that you can keep the elbows bent, the elbows hugging in. Maybe you can start to float your legs as you keep those elbows hugging in. Doesn't matter if the feet release off the earth, you're still getting the benefits of the inversion. If you took tripod headstand, slowly straddle the legs. Now, as softly as you can, softly touch those feet towards the earth. And then slowly come to the back of your mat, your back in runner's lunge. Soften the back knee towards the earth. Take the top of the foot down. And I want you to go as slow as you can. If there's a space in the shoulders or the heart or the chest that feels tight, like stay for a moment. Move any blocked energy. And then slowly take the arms all the way up. Stay with this. Make sure that top of the foot on the left foot is grounded. Or if you want more, hug the thighs. Lift that left knee off the ground. If that back knee is lifted, softly place it back to the earth. Go ahead and shift the weight back so you're stacked 90 to 90 degree angle. And then let that left hand come either to the waistline, to your hamstring, sending it love, or maybe you like a little spider. Walk your hand towards your calf, maybe towards your ankle. That right arm is either reaching up or where the ceiling and the wall meet, or maybe you can look behind you. A sparkle in your eyes. Soften your gaze. Take one more breath in your half camel. Send the energy forward. Straighten through the legs. Triangle pose. Left arm floats back up to the sky. Shoulders down your back. Really think about the right calf. Send the right calf like you're sending it towards the back of the mat so that you can get really long in the right side of the waist. You can feel that internal rotation of the hip. One last breath in Trikonasana and release. Face the back of your mat, step back plank, and we'll work into some shoulder stabilization. So lower the right forearm down to the earth, keep your belly in, and then the left. And let's straighten the arms. Come back to plank. Try it again. Forearm to the earth. Try not to rock the hips too much here. Keep everything into center. Straighten the arm. Let's try the left side. elbow down, right elbow down, straighten the arms, left elbow down, right elbow down, straighten the arms. And this time when you lower the left elbow down, stay down in your forearm plank. Now you have a choice of either keeping the number 11 palms grounded, or you can clasp your hands gently. Start gently to walk those feet towards your elbows. Press down into the forearms. Let your head relax. Dolphin. So just like down dog, except you're on your forearms here. Let's work a core and a little bit more shoulders with some dolphin dips. So I want you to come forward with your torso. Try to kiss your knuckles, and on the out breath, send the hips back. Again, try to kiss your knuckles, come forward, and then press the hips back. One more time. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, come back. Dolphin. Maybe float your right leg up if you need more today. Release the right foot. Take the left foot. Start to float it up. And then softly release it back to the earth. Lower the knees down. Straighten the arms. Come to all fours. And I want you to either stay where you're at, or I'm just going to turn my body so you can see me. From all fours, take your right knee and cross it behind. We're going to set up for Gomukhasana. So right foot's going to come to the right side of the mat. The left foot's going to come to the left side. Your knees are stacking if you can. Start to sit back. Then go ahead and just sit cross-legged. Try to line up your feet. Encourage your left sitting bone to release towards the earth. This is half Gomukhasana, or cow face, legs. And I want you to think as the left knee is on top, I want you to float your right arm up towards the sky. Bend your elbow, pat yourself on the back because you're doing amazing. And then I want you to just grab that elbow, point it up to the sky. Really nice shoulder tricep stretch here. Now if you want to take the full pose, release the left hand, take your thumb down, and then slowly take it behind your back. We did that half bind earlier. So I want you to start to walk your fingers up your back. If you have a strap at home or a towel, you can always use that if the fingers aren't able to clasp. Let your head press back into that forearm. Right elbow up to the sky, left elbow points towards the earth. And then find the peace within. Really deep, slow breaths all the way through the body. Watch the exhale release. Release first, and then I want you to just feel like you are just Shiva, you're just dancing, releasing the arms. Should feel good. Internal rotation of the hips, and then slowly come forward. I'm sweating here, that's for sure. Take your leg, uncross it, and we'll switch sides. So left knee now draws in. Try to widen the feet, it's easier. You can always sit on a block or a blanket. Try to line up the feet before you come back to sit. You can play and adjust. Try to ground the sitting bones. Take your hands behind so you can elongate the spine. If this is really, you're not feeling much, you can always forward fold with this, even with the arm variation. but I'm feeling enough sitting up, so I'm fine. Take the left hand up to the sky, and then just bend your elbow. Right hand grabs the elbow, and we'll just start with this half Gomukhasana arm. Grow out of your spine, stacking your vertebra. If you want to take the full pose, right thumb points to the earth. Start to walk your hands up your back. And you'll find one side maybe a little bit more open than the other. And that's very normal. And that's why we're here, is to balance the body energetically, mentally, physically, emotionally. So full breath all the way through the nose. Feel the belly expand like a balloon. Feel the sides of the ribs expand. Exhale, let everything go. One more full cycle of breath. Inhaling deeply. Exhale completely. Let the bottom release the arm, then the top arm, and then just Shiva. Let those arms feel free and light. And from here, let's just lean back and come into Navasana, boat pose. So hands can stay on the ground. Maybe you can keep the heart lifted without the hands touching the ground. Squeeze the thighs together. Flare your toes open. Let's go for a little boat ride. Inhale, slowly start to lower. Exhale, draw the knees into the chest. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, knees to chest. Use your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Now, fullest expression of your boat today. We're going to roll onto our back. And I want you to hug your knees into your chest. Look to the right, look to the left. Let your lower back release. Maybe making a small circle one direction. One small circle in the other direction. So we've opened up the chest, we've opened up the hips. Let's check our bridge today. So either practicing bridge or wheel. I'm going to give you an option for a leg lift, and you can do it in either of those poses. So making sure that the toes are directly towards the front of your mat. Start to peel the pelvis off the mat. Maybe shimmering the left shoulder underneath the body as well as the right, but I don't want you to move your head in this position, so just listen to just the cues here of how we take this. Now I want you to pop your heels off the ground. And notice, does that give you a little bit more space in your sacrum? Press into the balls of the feet. It may feel good. Lower the heels down. Now, if you practice full back bend, if you want to go further, or if you're in bridge, stay there. Now, see if it's possible to pull the right knee into the chest. And if that feels well, start to straighten that right leg to the sky. Take one more breath. Stay if you can as you bend the right knee and gently place it back to the earth. Pull the left knee into the chest. Pointing the toe, pointing the foot to the sky. Even if you're in bridge, maybe you can straighten that left leg. Last breath. Softly bend the knees. Lower the foot to the earth. Tuck the chin into the chest. And then all of us will melt down. Upper back, middle back, and lower back. Once you've touched down, bring your feet into Supta Baddha Konasana. So feet to touch, knees wide. Place your hands on your thigh bones. So we did that internal rotation of the hip. Now just let the hips open. bring your attention back to your breath. And then we'll finish with legs up the wall. So if you're by a wall, you may want to slide your mat near a wall, and you want to get as close as you can to the wall. So your hips may touch or give yourself a couple of inches depending upon how open or tight your hamstrings are. But we can also just do it in the middle of the room. So I want you to lift your hips and I want you to lengthen your lower back so that you feel long here. And then take the knees up to table and then just straighten the legs. And then you can just keep your palms open to receive. This is a pose, one of my favorites, that really calms the nervous system down, defies gravity. It's like a waterfall, and sometimes you do hear in class, some people will call this waterfall pose. It's like this beautiful effect. All the blood circulating, flowing from the feet, down through the legs, over the heart space, to the brain. So if you ever find you can't sleep at night, you can always do this in bed. Even though if you have a significant other, they may think you're a little crazy, like, why are you sticking your legs up? But it's really very calming. So if you ever can't sleep at night, just try this. See if you can bring your attention back to your breath. And then bend your knees, straighten your left leg long to the mat. We'll finish with a twist. So right knee crosses over the midline. Let your right arm release. See if you can look towards the right hand if that feels okay on your neck. Slowly come back to center. Give the right knee a little love, hug. So grateful of what it accomplished today on the mat. And we'll switch sides. Pull the left knee into the chest. Tuck your chin in slightly to keep your neck long. And then cross the left knee over. Look to that left arm. Breathe into the left side of the ribs. Listen to yourself breathe, that oceanic sounds as you tighten the back of your throat. Ujjayi breath. And then slowly come back to center, and we'll set up for final relaxation, Shavasana. So take the feet to the corners of the mat. Allow yourself lots of space here to get fully relaxed. And I want you to bring your attention now to your heart space, the Anahata chakra center. And I want you to visualize this beautiful emerald green light in your heart space, just shimmering, and this beautiful green emerald color is just filtrating from your heart space all the way through every cell of your body with love, compassion, and healing. this love and compassion that you're feeling surrounding your body, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, making small movements, sending gratitude, stretching your arms away from the feet, reaching the arms away from the legs. And then pull the knees back into the chest. Take your knees now to one side of your mat. And just come into this little fetal position and reflect upon the intention that you set at the beginning of your practice. And when you're ready, we'll close our practice here as you slowly come back to seated position. However you would like to finish your practice today. I'm just going to come to a nice easy seat, Sukhasana, and just allow the shoulders to melt down. I want you to feel this beautiful energy radiating from you. So sweep your arms all the way up. Gather this beautiful, loving, healing energy into your arms, into your palms, and seal it now into your heart space. Allow the thumbs to touch your heart, and really, for the rest of the day, live with this beautiful open heart. So thank you so much for practicing with me today. Make sure to like this video and share it with others. And we'll see you soon on the mat. From my heart to yours, namaste.